Hello everybody, my name is Aftermath and welcome to Roshpit Champions. Now some people in my comment section, like for example Cancer, didn't know what this game is all about, and I was a little bit surprised because this game mode is one of the most ambitious and well fleshed out squads there's ever been. As a matter of fact, it's one of the few games that I would argue would deserve buying the pass, because the developers really put a lot of soul into this. Now, I want to play the Red General. And I'm not gonna load my last Red General, which I played. It's the same character, so I can explain a little bit of the game. So first of all, I'm not gonna finish this video. This video is not gonna be finished. If you're looking for a full playthrough, don't look here, because the full playthrough will take to up to 3 hours if I'm alone. Way to finish this mod is by doing every single wave. Every single wave sounds good, but you should do 1 or 2 dungeons because you want the legendaries. And even after that, you are still not done. So this is not what I'm gonna do. Instead, what I'm gonna do is I am going to, of course, level this stuff. And, oh no, that was already fail. Can I reset this, please? No. Fuck. Alright. Okay. That is very bad. I didn't want to do this at all. Well, whatever. Let's do a level 1. A very simple level 1 dungeon. And basically, this is the militia dungeon. It is a level 1 dungeon. It's the first thing you can do. I mean, you can instantly start with waves, but I like to do attack on town first. It's really just help the militia defense, and it's that simple. And basically, what this game does, or what this game is supposed to do, it's a full-blown RPG, kind of like Diablo, and that's how it plays. You collect loot, and you win. That's life. I'm testing new recording settings. It seems to lag just a little bit, but not too bad. I'm seeing to have fairly stable frame rate, to be quite honest, even. You have your spells are mostly spamable. Not all your, and while the beginning hub seems to have streamlined the process a little bit by saying that Q is always CC, W is always damage, E is always mobility, it doesn't always add up. Like, my Q doesn't do anything for CC, for example, and my E does the most damage. As a good example of when this was actually wrong. Now, it is always right about R being channel damage, because I channeled my damage with R, and the more you channel, the more damage you do. But right now, the Red General deals a lot of damage with his E. However, that E, of course, is now not very leveled, and henceforth not very strong. This will come, given time. And right now my other spells are probably the way to actually go for damage like this. So my general, the Red General is kinda new, as in it's kinda new. There's nothing really much to say about it. He is a strength character, of course, as in Dota, there's 3 stats. And basically speaking, intelligence characters are always support. Agility characters are pretty alright at dealing damage. And strength characters are currently, at least still, as far as I know, one of the strongest breed of characters. Now the reasoning for that is fairly simple. Strength characters scale their attack damage, and auto attacks in this game aren't really that strong on strength. And strength is also the most important stat if you want to survive, and you want to survive, because this game ends as soon as everybody dies. There is literally no respawn unless you play with friends. If you play alone, and you can, by the way, you will die, the game's over. You have to restart. You have to restart the whole run. And to play harder difficulties, you actually have to finish a run. Because there's harder difficulties. You can select a high, you can save your character, and then you can select a higher leveled lobby. For example, I could select Elite or Legendary. And if I have finished with one of my main characters, which I right now don't have, then I could select a higher difficulty. If I select higher difficulties and then pick a character, or load a character that does not have finished it, I can simply not teleport to the arena. It's not working. That's literally it. The game doesn't let you do that. So you can't cheese yourself onto higher difficulties. It's literally like old school Diablo 2, where if you finish the difficulty, you get a better one. It's that simple. Now the new X. There's mostly intelligence, but it's still a better X, so I'm gonna take it just for more spam. And yeah, really, that's pretty much how it is. Chaos Chieftain, ooh. That's pretty much how it is. There's no big science to it. The harder difficulty is actually kinda hard. Like, the easy difficulty right now seem a little bit easy. I get healed by the Omni Knight a lot, I agree with that. I level now my spin, and I do much more damage, especially if I create those cyclone tornadoes, which I didn't spend my runes, because those cyclones, as you can see, just deal a fuck ton of damage for no reason. Runes is what you get to level up. If you get level up, you get skill points and runes. Skill points, I think, every few levels. Oh, that's actually a very good weapon. Ooh, a very, very good weapon. Jesus Christ, I really want that. Because it gives me thunder damage. Anyway. What else do we have? Agility-based weapon, not that good. We have regeneration, not that good. Mana regeneration, bonus attack damage. I don't have anything else, so why not? So those tornadoes are really strong, of course. That's why I take them. And the runes, you get them every level, and that gives your skills basically passive bonuses. For example, those tornadoes, they're a rune skill, and to get the higher tiered one, you just need to level up the base skill to level 3, 4, and 4. And upgrading it higher just increases its damage. Now I dropped a legendary Armored Magus. Edge 10 points of intelligence increased my armor by 1. I don't have a lot of intelligence, but it's a good item anyway. And because now I have intelligence, I actually have a lot of armor too. And I just dropped very much strength with attack speed and some mana regen on those things, so they are pretty cool. I have regeneration shit, so I'm gonna keep this. Keep in mind that... Ooh, Cyclone Storm actually gets a higher level. Keep in mind you can only ever put your runes up to level 20. However, that is actually pretty cool, but I don't want it. However, that doesn't... You can always only put your runes up to... Actually, you can ever to level 20, but if your items have stats, for example, right now I had the stat of giving myself plus 16 on Heroic Leap thanks to my weapon, then that obviously means I can go higher than 20, and that will add a bonus, yes. The game calculates points after the maximum cap, but it will only add a bonus. You can't skill it. So it's basically just for min-maxing later in the game, really. It's that simple. Now here is where you spawn waves. You spawn waves by just simply standing here and spawning the wave. And that's how you progress in the game, basically. Every world has a few waves, and if you finish all the waves, you win. But there's also a few dungeons that you can find, for example, right here. There's a dungeon. I don't know if the entrance is here right now. It's a little bit of a harder dungeon. No, the entrance doesn't seem to be here because right now I'm literally spawning a wave. Alright, sure. I'm gonna put this away so I can see better. And here we go. The game has also different currencies. Like, on the top left you see Mithril shards and Arcane shards. You can collect those by simply dropping them or by doing quests. The quests actually reset daily. Like, I'm not kidding. There's daily quests in a mod. That's insane, isn't it? And you can get them in the town by the fat guy here, by the Crusader. He gives you the daily quest, or tells you what to do. And for certain daily quests you need to go to certain acts and finish certain bosses, so you might need to actually go through all the fucking game in a single day again, just because of daily quests. But then again, the game rewards you for it. And they keep adding new stuff. And you can save your character, which really makes it cool. So like, for example, if you think you're bored of 2.4, which is the current version, you can just, you know, save your character and come back a few months later to 2.6 or some shit, and they have added tons of new content to enjoy that you probably haven't even known till that point. And the map is, as you can see, fairly detailed. There's a lot of ambiance going around, a lot of vistas to visit, but not a really big, not like really big yet, secrets to find. At least not to my knowledge, at the very least. I'm gonna keep my weapon. The reason I'm consuming the potions like a madman is because of a very simple fact, is that those potions, yeah, they actually give you stats. Now the stats they give you are only till you finish the current playthrough. So if you die, or if you save and quit, the stats of the potions are simply lost. However, as long as you're in the game, the potions give you a stat-wise benefit, and that can add up. It will add up, as a matter of fact. Potions are really important, especially on high difficulty. You sometimes just farm potions for a very long time for the chance of upping your stats. And that sounds stupid, but it's fun. It's certainly fun. As you can see, I just found some arcane runes, aka shards, and that gave me the shards. Let's talk about this hood has a lot of max health, so I'm gonna take it because it increases my max health and straight up makes me tankier. I now have 78% damage reduction, and my fucking dog. Jesus fucking Christ! I'd love to kill that dog sometimes. Anyway, I'm not gonna. Otherwise my mother will be probably pretty mad with me. The wave, as you see, is pretty clear. I'm just killing the last few enemies, coming back to the spawn point. And the reasoning for that is that I can spawn the next wave. Or I can just show you a dungeon. Now, for example, this is the entry-level dungeon. This is the first dungeon that isn't the militia dungeon, which I was in at the very start of the game. and it's basically the graveyard. So I click OK, and as you can see, the map gets a little bit bigger. Bam, here we go. And now I'm on a different side. The point of this is basically a lot of skeletons spawn and try to protect the fucking Skeleton King. It's the average Skeleton King dungeon. Welcome to every game ever which had a Skeleton King dungeon. I just dropped the Swarm's Witch Hat. It's probably an intelligence item which I don't need. Actually, there's strength on it, and each of your spells can also release a swarm of battle from you, and that deals intelligence-based damage. I don't have that. I'm gonna take this for the strength points, though. It sounds stupid because I just said, oh, there was a lot of life points on it. But then again, strength is just more than 2,000 life points. I can't level my whirlwind because I need level 15 for that, so I can level a different skill. And I don't really know what is the min-max build right here. I'm just gonna min-max my Cyclone Storm to as much as I can, which is level 20, and 4 levels because of other things. And I'm just gonna put it into the second best ability in my opinion, which is Skull Bash, and see what this gives me. Whenever you land to attack, get attack speed. If you don't attack, you can lose attack speed. Seems to be very DPS intensive, so I'm just gonna level that up so I can get more attack speed, more and more. It's basically an endless stack of 8, and I can get more and more stacks. And basically, by the way, those stacks will be increased thanks to my when I level the skill up in the first place. So I can just literally run around and have some fun here with a pretty, in my opinion, very strong spell. Make stacks of, I think, 10 at the moment. As you can see, I'm attacking a little faster as a direct result. I can't control the whirlwinds, but the whirlwind is my main damage. Like, don't get that wrong, the whirlwind is doing a fuck ton for me. Okay, I'm gonna control agility until challenge away from more strength, because I like tankiness and because I like attack damage. But basically gonna replace a lot of your gear all the time, and this belt can be played with up to 4 people. It's a very good mob. Again, I like it a lot. I play it with friends sometimes. 100% damage immunity while chanting Thunder. What was Thunder again? Alright, this spell. Well, no, I'm gonna take. I'm gonna beat to my Mercury Wave. It seems stronger, to be honest. Thunder, of course, can multi-clap. I'm not even kidding. Thunder can legit multi-clap. Now I have damage return thanks to Whirlwind later, but I really like the Cyclone Storm, so I leveled that first. Now I spawned the boss by going to that item here. For the amount of damage taken. Oh, that sounds pretty amazing. It has a lot of strength, so I'm gonna take it. Okay, cool. And now the Skeleton King would spawn as soon as I talk to that. Actually, never mind. Cyclone multi-dunk. Strength. Ooh. Very good. I'm gonna take that. Now the bosses have mechanics as well. He goes in a round around and stuns, but since he is a very easy boss and I'm not really out leveled, but I'm not really over leveling him. I'm just like standing here killing him because, you know, it's a very easy boss and that's the easiest difficulty. Don't get me wrong, this becomes much harder on the on higher difficulties. Right now it's pretty easy so everybody can beat it. And because I think the Red General is kind of a little bit strong, maybe. Who doesn't? Who gives a crap? Don't get me wrong, you can die in this game. A lot. Anyway, that was the second dungeon, and there's a third one, which of course is a little bit stronger. But again, you don't need to do any of those dungeons if you don't want to proceed. And again, dungeons, what they do is give you dungeon-based legendaries. Every dungeon has certain legendaries that it can drop. So, doing them is not bad. So this dungeon is not balanced for my level. It is, actually. I should easily be able to start through it. And the best thing to do, in my opinion right now, because I know the legendary of the dungeon, I'm not gonna spoil it, I just don't want it, is basically spawning the waves till I am done with it. So, this is what you do in Roshpit. Now, people are asking me, so, I'm staying here and doing waves, right? So, like, so what I'm doing now, like, what do I do after, like, let's say 8 waves? Like, is there a boss? Yes, the waves do spawn bosses later, and there is a boss. This is the Shadow Fiend in the first chapter. And then they say, well, you have multiple chapters. How? Well, basically, after you finish this, you go back to town and you see those teleporters. You have 3 chapters where you can go. You unlock the second one. It will be a complete different vistas with complete new dungeons, harder enemies, different enemies more than anything. And, well, basically, you're going to go and kill other bosses there. And after you're done with that, with another additional wave, so whenever you want to be done because of the dungeons, then you go to the last act and there's going to be an end boss there. Yes, it's pretty much exactly like Diablo. If you need a good Like if you just want to look at a game that is exactly like Roshpit, look at every looter game ever. This game is a game about getting loot. It's that simple. Don't look further. And you don't need to look further at all, actually, because that's really all there is to it. And you know what? It's fun. It's fun. It's legit fun. You can play this really well with friends, and it's really big fun. And you can always play with friends, and it's always gonna be fun. Like, it's one of the better made Dota games, seriously. Show this guy some love, play his mods, play Roshpit. Invite some friends if you don't want to play it alone. But show this guy some love. After this wave, I'm gonna save the chat, I'm gonna end the video, because again, as it's not a full video, as you can see, I'm 15 minutes and I did 2 dungeons and I did 2 waves. I need 8 waves to finish the first act. I could do this first act in the next 10 minutes, but I need to clear 2 dungeons in the next area, not only to spawn a boss. I don't know if you need to do that, but because the legendaries in those dungeons are stupidly overpowered. And those dungeons will take 20 minutes, because they are long dungeons. Basically, those dungeons in Act 2 are a quarter of War Chasers, and those in Act 3 is a third of War Chasers. Have you ever played War Chasers? You know just how long War Chasers actually is. By the way, in case you haven't noticed, the currency I collected, the King Crystals and everything else, basically, it's exactly the same number as the one I had when I last played it. Those are bind on account. They will stay. They don't care about the character. They will always stay. Now you can also drop glyphs. There's glyphs in this game. They will make your shit stronger. You have 3 glyph spots. You just need to drop them. Kinda hard to do that, to be honest. It really are. It's like, kinda hard. But hey, that's just how it is. So this is the Crusader, just to show this off. Here you can see the hourly challenge. Defeat 8 Paragon creatures in a single session. Alright, sure. And here's the rewards, depending on whatever. And there's the daily quest, well, which I don't really have right now, because I don't have to finish the game or something. There's the villager. And here's where you can spend your gold. You get gold on the bottom right, you can see it. It's a very stupidly useless, useless currency. But you can basically, like, craft things there. And then you have this one, there's a blacksmith. You can create chisels and... well, that's about it. And if you want to save, if you want to save, you go to Oracle, and Oracle is gonna be like, bro, you could save here. You have, of course, 4 save slots, and you can save once every 2 minutes. So why every 2 minutes? Because if you die, the game is over. So they don't want you to save scum it, basically. You have the Pool of Eternity, where you can put items that are pretty cool or not. I put some legendaries in there for my other characters. And then you can load once per game session. And of course, lastly, and more importantly, you can unlock more save slots and Pool of Eternity slots by buying the Battle Pass of this game. So this game has a pass. In case you don't know what the pass is. 0. That's supposed to be... oh yeah, 88 cents. And that gives you more save slots. Now don't forget, some mods have that, and this is one of them. Element TD also have it, so just in case they are not Jews. This is a feature that Evolve implemented. Anyway, so this is Roshpit Champion Survival. I hope you liked what I showed you, and I hope we see you a little bit around in this boy mod. And if you have me in the Steam list, or if you are on my group list, open the thread. I'm gonna add you up as soon as I can, and we're gonna play some of this if you want to. We can maybe take a higher difficulty even, like the first, well, if you, by the way, if you play with more people, the game gets progressively harder. It's not like you play with 4 people, it's easier than with 1 period. No, it's gonna be harder at scaling. Well, that's about it for me though. I'm a little bit tired, I really want to go to sleep now. 19 minutes of gameplay. See you guys next time. My name has been Aftermath. As always, stick around, and don't forget that you are amazing. Thanks for all the likes, thanks for all the comments I see and I read you next time. Goodbye.